Hey, what's up? My name is Tackless, and today I want to show you guys a world that I've been working on, and I'm actually really happy with how this world is coming out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some of the ideas and concepts that I have in this world, some of the ideas I have for its future, and yeah, stuff like that. So first off, it's a very... This whole game takes place on an island that I'm currently calling Terminal Island. It's an island that was once... that had been attempted to be colonized by Titan Industries, and they had tried to colonize it because there's a very rare resource here called Kreolysk. Kreolysk is a rare resource that gives off energy, so you can use it as a fuel source and stuff like that. It's pretty important stuff. So Titan Industries came here, did not work out for them. Everyone either died or left because this is a terrible, terrible island. And as you can see from here, I'm on this island because my vehicle crash landed here. So the goal while you're on this island is to get off the island. Now there's a lot of steps between you and getting off the island. Obviously your vehicle is wrecked. There's smoke and fire and smoke, and there's bits and pieces of your ship that are scattered around, and it's a really nasty, hostile island. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to start looking for resources. And all these buildings around here have your basic resources. There's food, there's water, there's well, hunger, thirst, health, and your breathing mask. Because the air here is naturally toxic, you have to have a breathing mask on at all times, which, as a byproduct, looks really cool. You're going to be scavenging the island looking for resources left over by Titan Industries while avoiding the monsters and other calamities that await you. Now, the coolest thing about this world that I think can add on to its replayability, especially now that they just added the leaderboard pack, is that every time you play it, everything's different. So, let's take a good look around our surroundings. We ignore this. This is a little device I have to help me cheat as a while I'm testing things to give me all the resources I want. But we've got a little shack here. We've got a smoking crate over there. We have a building on the horizon, stuff like that. Now, if we were to restart this world, loading game, start game. This time we're going to play as a female. This tutorial and get our resources out of the emergency crate again. This time, all the buildings are different. Every single time you play, every building is different. They're all randomized. They all have different resources. They all have different structures and all of that. So looks like this time I got a lot of these towers. There's 4 of them that I can see, which is pretty rare, because each of these spots where a building is at, there's a 1 in 17 chance, I believe, of each one of these. No, 18 chance. 1 in 18 chance for each of these buildings to spawn. And some of these buildings are cooler than others. This drill, it looks cool, but there's no resources at it. This tower also looks cool, and you can get away from most enemies up here, but it only has 1 resource, which is pretty boring. These smoking crates are fantastic, because even though you only get to use them once, and there's obviously no cover or anything, when you crack it open, it'll be just full of resources. They're like little fallen care packages, pretty much. Now, I can't open it until the enemies are cleared out of the area, because one of the more important combat techniques in this game is to dodge and roll away. And if you're near an interactable, you won't dodge. You'll interact with it, and that could ruin your combat. So, kill the enemies, crack open the crate, and inside there's medicine, there's water, and food, and mask, and all that stuff. So each one of these smoking crates gives you a temporary big boost. Oh, there's also tombstones with randomly generated names, positions, and whatnot. So this is Call Blue, Beloved Leader. And if we were to open the casket, there would be a skeleton inside. So, yeah, every time you play, everything is different. Now, I'm going to restart one more time just so you can really get the picture of how awesome it is. At least I think it's awesome. It's designed to add replayability. Gonna play as a female again. So this time I got a tree here, and we got some rocks and another tree. Some of the buildings, quote-unquote, are just scenery. But I'm going to use this, get a bunch of resources, 160, that'll get me a ways. And I had an objective telling me to craft an axe. So I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to craft this axe. And I'm not trying to rip off Minecraft. I'm really not. So I may rename that to be something less Minecrafty and something more sci-fi-ish. Suddenly, all of these resources you can harvest. And they will drop a random number of each of their resources. I got a stone and 2 iron from that one. From this one, I suspect I'll get some string and maybe some wood. Oh, I got some herbs. Herbs you can use later on to craft your own food. Here's a tree. Draw me some wood, naturally. Now, all the enemies here on Terminal Island, even the little grunts, the goblins here, they don't kid around. And it does not take much to kill you. If you die, you get respawned. You don't have a finite number of lives. You have many lives as you want. But it penalizes you some of your reserve food. Now, if your hunger and thirst are completely full, and you pick up more hunger, or more food or water, or breathing mask, or health, it goes here. Here you have reserves of each type of resource. So I have reserve water, food, and medicine. I don't have any reserve mask at the moment. But if I was getting low on thirst, I could drink some water from here, and if I was getting low on food, I could eat some food here. Now there's also an objective that told me to use some extra resources, so that was nice. There's lots of stuff that you can craft in this world. Not all of it is necessary. For example, let's run over to this building. And this is one of the few buildings in the game that will always stay put. Here, in the dark, you can craft a flashlight. And this is not necessary to beat the game at all. There's no area that requires a flashlight. But it is dark out. So it's a good idea to have a flashlight. Now, we can't get into that building because the door is closed. We can repair this generator, and the light will turn on. And later on, I'm going to add an archive part in here that you can access to help find the parts to rebuild your ship. Now, this is a pretty safe place to hide from the monsters if you don't want to deal with them. Though, at the moment, they don't get any worse during the night as opposed to during the day. They're just harder to see. Here, you can craft a booster pack, which is awesome and something that I think makes a lot of sense. And it is also the only thing that lets you scale those mountains. And those mountains are probably going to have the resources that you need on them. So the booster pack will become essential. Yeah, those are all the big things. But most importantly, all the buildings are randomized. All the resources are randomized, like this. Going over here. This will give me some, I don't know, iron and stone maybe. And if I wait long enough, a new resource will appear right here. That way you never run out of resources. And that will also be randomized too. You won't get the same resource. Well, you could get the same resource twice. That's the nature of random. But you probably wouldn't. So, yeah, that's pretty much the world. Tell me what you guys think of it in the comments. I want to hear if you guys think that the world is interesting. If you would definitely play it. If you might play it. If you have suggestions, I love suggestions. Ideas are one of the hardest part of making a world. That tree had a hanged man on it, which is a little creepy. The whole atmosphere of this game is supposed to be a little morbid and a little dark, which is why there's tombstones and stuff like that. So, there's another tombstone, another tombstone. And if we crack one of these open, once I kill this bad guy, crack one of them open, there will be a skeleton inside. So it's a little dark, which I'm aware of. Something else that I've added in here, which I'm not going to show you how to get it, because how to get it actually takes a while. But I'm trying to add some backstory to the world. So when you're running around, you'll come across these audio logs sometimes, and you can, if you want to, read up on said audio logs to kind of get a better feel for how the world's going. Now, this is a pile of what looks like rubble. It's not actually rubble. If you repair the generator, you activate a defense robot who, if you would have read the audio log, is malfunctioning, and you have to kill it. When you kill it enough times, because it keeps reviving, when you kill it enough times, it will realize it's malfunctioning, and it will give you a shield, which looks just like this one. Another thing that I've done a tutorial on recently is this shield. So you can pick this up, and it gives you a regenerating shield, which helps your health bar quite a bit, really. So it looks like the shields also have a random chance for their capacity. It looks like this shield has 16 capacity. Here's another one of these weird structures that I'm not even sure why it's here, but it's here because I thought it looked cool. But this one has 16 capacity. It has a chance to be up to 20 and down to 10. And the recharge rates and all that can also be randomized. So a little bit of Borderlands going on there. But every time you play, everything is different. That's the idea. And it's trying to incentivize you, give you incentive to keep replaying to get a better score. Especially now that they've added leaderboards. I'll have a, well, until it's finished, I'll probably have a days survived counter. And then another counter for how long it took to fix your vehicle. So if you guys have any ideas, please let me know in the comments. I'm thinking about adding some sort of care package or something you can access, kind of like a cheat code, not really, but it's the kind of thing that you could learn by following my channel, which you guys are. So when I reveal this, or when I actually upload this game, I'll post a video, and on that video, if you typed in, I don't know, A, B, X, left bumper, right bumper, trigger, left stick, click, all that, a care package would drop from the heavens, and you would get a small boost at the beginning of the game to help you out. Just kind of something that rewarded my fans. So thank you guys for watching. If you have any suggestions, if you're interested in this world, if you think you would play it, please let me know in the comments below. Thanks, and I will see you guys later.